Morning, all of you. So, in the previous class, I already told you about feudalism and what was the system and how was the hierarchy of that. So, in the top, there was a king, then dukes and earls, then barons, and then knights, and they all were called lords. Now, the ones which are below the other, they were the vassals. They were called the vassals of their lords, and the lords, they provided protection to their vassals, and in return their vassals provided military support to the lords in times of need. See this paragraph. In a period of political turmoil, just as the lords sought protection, so did the peasants. These peasants had no land of their own, no implements, and could not afford to buy seeds. For these well as for protection, the free peasants now turned to the lords. So during the political turmoil, okay, politically जब disturbance रहता था वहाँ पे, and the peasants, they did not had any land or implements, okay, and they could not afford seeds. That time they turned to the lords, and these dependent peasants of medieval Europe, tied to the soil and completely subject to the authority of the lord, were called serfs. ठीक है, वो पूरी तरह से किस पे डिपेंडेंट हो जाते थे, इस तरह के पेजेंट्स अपने lords पे, and they were known as serfs, serfs, okay. A major portion of the wealth generated during this period was through their exploitation. तो obviously exploit तो lord करेंगे ही, जितना अपना काम निकलवाना हो, यूज़ करना हो उन लोगों को, वो करते थे, because they knew that the peasants, they did not have any other choice. To understand how this happened, let us see how agriculture was organized. The entire land estate over which a feudal lord had control was known as the manor. So एक feudal lord का, okay, एक lord का एक पूरे जगह पे, एक लैंड पे जहाँ पे उनका कंट्रोल रहता था, उस पूरे लैंड को वो लोग मैनर बोलते थे. The land surrounding the manor house was divided into three parts: land for the use of the lord, arable land granted in the parcels to the peasants, and the meadow lands used by everyone as grazing. I did this, I think, last class. सो उसको लोग तीन पार्ट में डिवाइड करते थे. एक जो वो लॉर्ड खुद यूज़ करेंगे, एक जिसमें वो पेजेंट्स को रखते थे, ठीक है, अपना अपना लाइफ स्टॉक फार्मिंग के लिए, एंड थर्ड जिसमें लाइफ स्टॉक्स जैसे भेड़ बकरी ये लोग अपना चारा लेते थे. सो और पेजेंट्स जो थे वो लोग रेंट पे करते थे इन द फॉर्म ऑफ सर्विस, लेबर सर्विस देते थे. फायर के लिए वुड काट देना, घर की सफाई कर देना, प्लगिंग करना, हार्वेस्टिंग करना, ऑल दैट, ठीक है. इन द लेटर फेज ऑफ फ्यूडलिज्म, लेबर सर्विस को वो लोग सब्सटीट्यूट किए थे, नहीं कि लेबर सर्विस नहीं रख सकते, हम लोग इन लोगों को मनी पे करेंगे. सो थोड़ा सा एक्सप्लॉयटेशन जो था लेबर का वो घटा बाद में, ठीक है. The serfs also had to pay some dues or taxes in kind which came from the share of their own produce. तो वो लोग वहाँ पे लैंड में प्रोडक्शन करते थे, तो ऑब्वियसली लॉर्ड्स को कुछ तो अमाउंट देना पड़ेगा ना एज अ काइंड, तो वो देते थे, पे करते थे, ठीक है. ओके, ये हुआ. Now let's come to changes in feudal economy, prosperity and crisis in medieval Europe. We have just finished reading about the various aspects of the feudal system. But did this system remain the same throughout the medieval period? Not at all. Indeed, the feudal system was not a static system. It was witnessed several changes, and the feudal economy underwent a pattern of prosperity and crisis. तो ऐसा नहीं था कि वो feudal system जब आया तो वही चलता गया with the same मोशन, ऐसा नहीं हुआ. अप्स एंड डाउन्स हुआ, उसमें काफ़ी सारे चेंजेस भी आए इनफैक्ट, ओके. एंड फ्यूडल सिस्टम ऑल्सो सॉ प्रॉस्पेरिटी एज वेल एज क्राइसिस. The few centuries after the collapse of the Roman Empire were marked by a low level of economic life. This I have already told you. जब रोमन एम्पायर ख़त्म हुआ तो इकोनॉमिक लाइफ में काफ़ी ज़्यादा गिरावट आया, काफ़ी लेवल उसका लो हुआ. As we already know, this was also a period of political change and turmoil. There was a decline in town life, trade and monetary exchange. Monetary exchange means क्या? Money exchange. Some cities did survive from Roman days, but these were only empty shells which had no real economic role. ठीक है. Roads deteriorated, barter widely replaced the use of money. European economy was based entirely on agriculture and very limited local trade. The main economic unit was a self sufficient landed estate or the feudal manor that we have read about. सो बेसिकली जो था मेन इकोनॉमी कहाँ से आता था लोगों का, यही मैनर वाला सिस्टम से, फ्यूडल मैनर जो मैंने बताया अभी, वो लैंड वाला जो चीज़ है. टेक्नोलॉजी यूज्ड इन एग्रीकल्चर वाज वेरी बैकवर्ड एंड कल्चरल यील्ड्स वे लो. टेक्नोलॉजी काफ़ी ख़राब था, रोड्स ख़राब थे, उतना ज़्यादा आउटकम नहीं आ रहा था इवन एग्रीकल्चर का भी. दीज कंडीशंस लास्टेड टिल अबाउट 10th century AD. After 10th century, the feudal system of production underwent significant changes. अब जो है 10th century के बाद थोड़ा changes आने लगा. There was an increase in agricultural fields as the system became more and more stable. जितना जितना stable होने लगा system, जितना जितना और दूसरे लोग इसको जानने लगे, तो क्या हुआ, agricultural yields में काफ़ी सुधार आया. Another fact that helped in increasing agricultural productivity at this time was a significant improvement in agricultural techniques. टेक्निक्स इम्प्रूव हुआ तो ऑटोमेटिकली क्या हुआ, एग्रीकल्चरल यील्ड्स में, प्रोडक्ट्स में इम्प्रूवमेंट आया. अ न्यू प्लाव वॉज इंट्रोड्यूस विच वॉज हैवियर, हैड व्हील्स एंड वॉज ड्रॉन बाई अ टीम ऑफ ऑक्सन. दिस हेल्प्ड इन कल्टिवेटिंग द हैवी एंड स्टिकी सॉइल ऑफ द नॉर्दर्न यूरोप more effectively. Agriculture was later replaced by the three-field system in which 1/3 of the land was left fallow, 1/3 was used for cultivating autumn crop and 1/3 for the spring crop. So इसमें एक और सिस्टम जो बाद में देखा गया, दैट वाज द थ्री फील्ड सिस्टम, और जिसमें क्या होता था, एक एग्रीकल्चरल लैंड को उन लोग 3 पार्ट्स में डिवाइड कर देते थे, राइट. फर्स्ट वाज फॉर फैलोज, सेकेंड वाज फॉर कल्टिवेटिंग ऑटम क्रॉप, ठीक है, जो ऑटम सीजन के क्रॉप्स होते हैं, एंड थर्ड फॉर कल्टिवेशन ऑफ द स्प्रिंग क्रॉप्स. By leaving only a third part of the land fallow, the three-field system helped greatly in increasing the cropped area. The new plough, three-field system, and other innovations in agricultural techniques helped in increasing the agricultural yield by several times. So you can see that how new plough were introduced, the three-field system was introduced. So all these were a reason कि agricultural yield में काफ़ी ज़्यादा improvement आया. Along with the expansion in agriculture, the period from the 10th to 12th century also witnessed the revival of trade and growth of town life. Trade ranged from the small trade at local markets where peasants sold their excess grain or eggs and bought long distance trade products like wine or cotton. So we can see that in trade and commerce and in growth of town life there was an improvement. People used to sell their grains and eggs in exchange of wine, cotton, जो कि बाहर से आते थे. Improvements in road building helped road transport. Rivers and sea routes were also used for trade. This led to agricultural prosperity of the surrounding rural areas. Towns soon began to specialize in certain enterprises. One of these was the cloth making, which became one of the most important industries of this town. So there was one of a major improvement, or you can say a major discovery, which was the making of cloth, and it generated a lot of production, ठीक है, और काफ़ी importance भी आया cloth industry का. Guilds became important. Both merchant activities and craft production came to be organized around guilds. These medieval towns continued to grow in importance and ultimately became an important factor in the breakdown of feudal relations of the countryside. तो जितना जितना डेवलपमेंट सिटी साइड में आने लगा, टाउन साइड में आने लगा, उतना ही वो पहले की तरह लेबर वर्क और फ्यूडल मैनर्स का सिस्टम थोड़ा थोड़ा घटने लगा, और उतना ज़्यादा जो थे पेजेंट्स एक्सप्लॉयट नहीं होते थे अब. ओके. The tendency towards growth reached its limit by the end of 12th century. Significant changes could be noticed in the feudal system by the 13th century, which witnessed a reversal of the process of growth. The period of economic growth and prosperity resulted in a rise of population. So that is very obvious that when there is a growth in economic condition and everything which is good for a certain family, obviously the population will increase. This meant an increase in the supply of labor for the landlords. They therefore no longer found it necessary to retain their demesnes. Also, due to abundant labor, labor serving technology found few investors. As demesne lands were gone, the need to extract labor services from the peasants also went. The reduction in labor services and technological stagnation in agriculture, together with other factors, brought down agricultural yields very sharply. फूड शॉर्टेज एंड फेमाइन बिगन टू ऑकर. देखो फिर चेंजेस आ गया इतना मेजर. ठीक है, जहाँ एक टाइम पे एग्रीकल्चर यील्ड इतना हाई था, अब क्या हुआ, पॉपुलेशन इंक्रीज हुआ. ठीक है, तो ऑब्वियसली एग्रीकल्चर नीड्स का ज़्यादा ज़रूरत पड़ने लगा एंड लेबर सर्विंग टेक्नोलॉजी ये सब थोड़ा घटने लगा. इससे क्या हुआ कि फेमाइंस आना शुरू हो गए, फूड शॉर्टेजेस आना शुरू हो गए, कोई वहाँ पे काम नहीं करता था एज इन अ फ्यूडल मैनर. ठीक है, epidemics of plague broke out. All this resulted in an overall decline in the agricultural economy, whereas there was a growth of a money economy. Agriculture economy में पूरा शॉर्टेज ये आ गया, फैमिन आ गया वहाँ पे, ऊपर से प्लेग उस टाइम आ गया था यूरोप में. सो क्या हुआ कि ये तो ठीक हुआ, लेकिन मनी मैटर्स में फिर भी अभी भी सही था. However, European society was able to overcome this crisis more easily than the pre-10th century crisis, and around 1450 the economy started to move towards recovery. धीरे धीरे काफ़ी जल्दी ही recovery आने लगा. See, the portion of the entire landed estate of the lord which was managed directly by him was called the demesne. ये जो लिखा हुआ है ना demesne, that is the पार्ट ऑफ द लैंड विच इज़ एंटायरली ओन्ड बाय द लैंडलॉर्ड. उसी का था. ठीक है, किसी से शेयर नहीं करता था. ओके, सी दिस पैराग्राफ. गिवन द रिलेटिवली लो लेवल ऑफ इकोनॉमिक लाइफ इन द पीरियड बिफोर द 10th century, वी शुड नॉट बी सरप्राइज टू नो दैट इट वॉज नॉट अ प्रॉस्परस टाइम फॉर लर्निंग और आर्ट्स. ठीक है ना, इस तरह का एक इकोनॉमिक कंडीशन है, एग्रीकल्चरल कंडीशन है, तो इसमें क्या होता है कि आर्ट और साइंस हुआ, आर्ट हुआ, कल्चर हुआ, ये सब उतना प्रॉस्पर नहीं करेगा, क्योंकि लोगों के पास ऑलरेडी भूखे मरने का नौ बता रहा है, तो वो लोग हॉबीज़ पे कैसे ध्यान देंगे, राइट. एंड लर्निंग रिमेन्ड अ प्रिविलेज फॉर द फ्यू. The masses received no formal education. In fact, the language of learning was Latin, which was known only to the priestly class, high class के जो priestly लोग थे उन लोगों को. However, even this little bit of education was of a very narrow kind. It consisted mostly of memorization without any reasoning or questioning. So ऐसा कुछ नहीं था कि लोग रीजन करते थे या क्वेश्चंस पूछते थे या क्यूरियस होते थे. दैट वाज जस्ट मेमोराइज करना. तो मेमोराइज करके नॉलेज गेन करने से तो कोई फ़ायदा होता नहीं है, राइट. याद करके तुम तो 2 दिन में भूल जाओगे उसको. All learnings were dominated by blind faith. In such conditions, naturally, there was hardly any development in science. There was some attempt at revival, but even this did not result in any real intellectual creativity. However, the educated members of the priestly and monastic orders did try to recopy and preserve some major works of Roman literature. This at least served as a basis of revival of learning that began in the 11th to 12th centuries. So कुछ लोग थे, उन लोग ने रोमन लिटरेचर को रखा था अपने पास ताकि ये सर्वाइव करे और रिवाइव हो पाए आगे चल के. एंड दैट वाज द रीज़न इन 11th and 12th centuries when revival of learning began, so they could extract some important information out of these literature books. This period saw very little significant production in the area of literature because of the low level of literacy. The same is the case with artistic productions in this period. However, a unique style that developed in this field was that of manuscript illustrations. On the whole, it may be said that this period cultural attainment was minimal and sparse. So overall हम लोग क्या point of view निकाल सकते हैं इससे कि इस period में जो था cultural अटेनमेंट जो होता है, कल्चरली आर्ट वाइज एकदम ज़ीरो था, कुछ भी इसमें इम्प्रूवमेंट नहीं था. यूरोपियन civilization at that time was much backward in comparison with other contemporary neighboring civilization like Byzantine and the Islamic world. The prosperity and relative peace of the period from the 10th century brought about a consequent change in the cultural life of the period. This period witnessed rise in literacy with the spread of primary education and opening of university. So 10th century के बाद से education में improvement आया. ठीक है, प्राइमरी स्कूल्स खोला गया एंड यूनिवर्सिटीज़ ओपन हुए. There was an attempt at the acquisition of classical knowledge as well as knowledge from the Arab civilization. Thus, this period saw a progress in knowledge and thought in Europe. It was an important step towards the intellectual flowering that took place during the modern period. So 10th century के बाद से you can see that there was a improvement in education, arts also, and that was the reason कि intellectual flowering हुआ modern period में आके इतना ज़्यादा romans का, ठीक है. So that was the reason. Okay. So till here today, your homework for today is in text question 2.1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 3 का 3 question. Okay. So these three you will do in your copy. Then we will start with Arab civilization. And remember, you have a test on Saturday, and the first two chapters are coming. The full marks will be 20, and you will be given 45 minutes time. Okay. So be prepared. Okay. Thank you.